She's been angry. And I know we talked about her like not being so angry, but that rageful part was up this week. And it was, she rolls her eyes.
I wasn't raging this week. I was a little pissed, but
what was that?
You let David go out till 2 o'clock in the fucking morning.
He's 15 years old. You have a leash on that child. He was with his friend.
And you are dangerously naive about it.
There's that. Those words.
I know.
You know how they land with me. I don't know why you say them, and that's what I'm talking about.
Yep.
Like it's like you're trying to push my buttons.
I'm scared to death here, Jen, that you're missing something ginormous.
Well, guess what? Then you can take care of it. I'll handle the rest.
So I get to clean up messes like I did growing up. Is that right?
And that's your issue.
Yeah. So, as you know, we have 3 kids, and they're teenagers, and I'm really worried both about one of the 15-year-olds, or the 15-year-old, and I think this kid is going out and doing God knows what till the wee hours of the morning, and I try to talk to Jen about it and share my concern, and she really minimizes what's going on. And when she does that, I just feel rage. Yeah.
Okay. So you're worried about this child, this 15-year-old who, in your opinion, is taking some big risks, right?
Yeah.
And the name of the child is?
David.
David, okay. And when you try to talk to Jennifer about it, it's your experience that she has a part that's minimizing what's happening with David. Is that right?
Yeah.
And you notice you just get in a rage.
It feels like somebody just pours concrete down inside my throat and my chest, and I just seize up. Just seize up. And I seize up, or I'm going to lose it.
Right. Okay. All right. So you're pretty aware of what happens. You're tracking in your body a lot what goes on here. Okay. Thank you. And it's where you'd like to go today. It feels.
Yes, very much so. I feel like I've been sitting on it, trying to be polite at home. To till we meet with you.
Right. Okay.
So I don't explode. But in this whole, my chest hurts. I literally get chest pain just holding it and waiting.
And how's that chest pain rate in the moment?
Not bad. It's about a 3 out of a 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. So I'm imagining you know about this.
Yeah, I know about it.
Yeah. And how about spending this time talking about this? I want to check in with you and make sure you're available to go here today, or maybe there's something else for you. So I want to check in.
I feel like Sue mentions, that rage that she gets, and she thinks she doesn't show it. I can see her tension and sort of the sighs, and I think sometimes she just forgets that she was 15. Like 15-year-olds go out. That's what they do. And I know I did it.
So now it's a 6.
Now it's a 6. Yeah. Okay. So let's just see if that part can hold on. Okay. I'm going to help you. I am going to help that part. I'm going to help the parts that are surfacing here. But the first thing I want to do is, again, just check in with you. You're available for this conversation today.
I'm available because I love Sue. I know it's important to her, but I also feel like when I hear it's a 6, I immediately start to shut down. Want to just.
And is that what's happening right now?
Yeah.
So as this part of Sue is getting more energized, you notice a part of you actually is getting more energized, but it's the part that wants to go.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, and I'm wondering if this very thing does happen at home, where Sue has a part that is really worried about David, and starts to talk about it and share about it, and you have a part that notices that and then wants to go. Is that right?
Yeah, I think sometimes I'll go in, almost like go in my head. Like I'm just like, yeah, I hear this all the time. Mm-hmm. And then there are other times where I will just leave. You know, I'll be like, yeah, I know, yep. Mm-hmm. But I'm really not there in the same place that she is. She has this way more intensity around it, and I just don't.
And you just don't.
I just don't.
Yeah, and I get that. I really see how you think and feel differently about it. But I'm also wondering if it would be helpful to get some help about how you're talking about this difference that you have at home.
Yeah, I think it would be helpful if we could calm that down.
Mm-hmm. Calm that down.
Yeah.
Did you hear that, Tony?
That?
Did you hear that, Tony?
Well, I'm getting curious,
Yeah, okay.
So I'm going to ask you to stay curious with me for a second, if you can.
It's a little hard.
Yeah, okay. So let's just notice what's happening in your body.
It just felt like she just punched me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So that felt like a little bit of an attack.
Yes.
There.
Yeah.
And are you aware of that?
Yeah, I am. It was a dig, and I'm sorry. It was a dig, but I do feel like there's just way more intensity over there than I have around this.
And that's true. So I'm going to say again, there's a difference. There's a big difference in how you're feeling about David, how you're approaching David, your needs around David. I do really get that there's a difference. And I'm hearing the part of you that's saying, I want that to calm down. And I think that was maybe the trigger. So when you say that, do you have a part that wishes that Sue would calm down?
I do. I wish that we could be on the same page. I wish, and actually the part just came up for me, I wish that, like, you know, things with David would be different then too. Like maybe he'd do more things that don't concern Sue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I'm hearing the wish that things were different, right?
Yes. Yeah, but wishes are wishes, right? You know.
Mm-hmm. And what if there was something that we could do in here that helped the two of you understand each other and yourselves and learn about how to talk about this issue where there's a big difference, so that something did change, that it wasn't just a wish, that it was an actuality, that something shifted between you, and then maybe the possibility that there's a way to be with David differently, so things begin to shift there. I don't know, but I would say that we're going to start here in shifting this dynamic.
It certainly sounds good.
It sounds good to you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're on board with giving it a go.
Giving it a go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So I'm hearing both impulses. Yeah. One is to reach out, and then there's a part that gets frightened and overwhelmed. Okay, and so I'm just going to repeat again. No wonder that this conversation gets hard with so much going on, and I'm appreciating you. I'm appreciating you naming it all. You know, both of you, pretty aware that a lot goes on when you even start to come toward each other in this conversation. So I'm wondering if, because Sue really has started to talk about the essence of her fear about David, and I'm wondering if you would be willing to listen a little bit more with my help.
With your help, yes.
With my help, okay.
Yeah.
All right. And how does it feel to you to keep talking about this?
Good.
Mm-hmm. Because I did hear that you felt overwhelmed at some point, but I also heard you say I also want to reach out. And I do have a curiosity about how it was to hear this way, as opposed to the way the conversation generally gets going at home.
I think the difference this way was, instead of, you know, instantly getting up and leaving, or leaving internally, although I was a little overwhelmed, I felt I could stay with it a little bit because it sounded differently.
That's right. That's exactly
And it wasn't you're dangerously naive, finger pointing. It was more about her past and what's going on for her.
Okay, great. Did you hear that?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, all right. A little bit of a different energy around the conversation. Okay,
Yeah.
great. Thank you. So I'm going to stay over here for a minute. All right,
Okay.
and while I'm going to have you just stay with these parts. You just made a very vulnerable statement, and I don't want those parts to feel abandoned here. But I do want to see if I can help Jen get even more available to listen to what's happening for you.
Yeah, I think after I said that, I was okay with it, but I also had another part say, this is why you get angry, because you weren't allowed to be. The only people allowed to be angry were my parents.
Yeah,
That's it.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Okay.
So, I became a grown-up and competent and learned to be, very empowered and allowed to be angry and speak for it. And sometimes it just comes out sideways, but sometimes it's a good thing.
Yeah, you know what I'd like to say to those parts that get so angry, it's not the anger that's the problem. It's the way the part's communicating it that doesn't get you what you want or need. So it's relearning. It's sort of relearning about how to express those parts that have very strong feelings without blowing each other out of the water. Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
That
Okay.
makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, you available to do a little bit more listening?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, when you say I think so, I really want you to check inside. I want you to take a little scan, and we're just going to see if we can find those parts that got really frightened around conflict, and the part of you that has learned how to take care of them by leaving. We're just going to say hi to them.
I got a little bit of a mixed bag, which was, okay, I think we can listen. And then came in, but if I need to leave, can I? I wanted to pass if it could leave, so I didn't know what to do with that.
So you heard a voice inside say, can we get out of here if we need to? Yeah. Okay, because if it stays, I want you to stay with it. If it chooses to stay, or you choose to stay, that you make the decision that you're going to stay in the conversation, what is it afraid is going to happen to you?
I'm not going to be able to handle it, and then I don't know what happens.
Okay, so let's stay with it.
Okay.
And I'm going to stay here for a minute. So I'm not going to be able to handle it. So let's see what that means, really. See, I want you to see if you can really listen here for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Annihilation came up. Not going to be loved. Disappear, like all those kind of words came up for me.
So if this part lets you stay present to what's going on for Sue, it sounds like it has a belief that something really bad could happen to you.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. And you're aware of the history, or do you need to hear a little bit more from that part about no more love, annihilation, something really bad will happen?
It feels a little calmer right now. I don't know if it was just naming it, but it just feels a little bit calmer right now.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Like I feel like I can sit in my chair with both butt cheeks instead of, so that's a better feeling.
Okay, and I'm going to ask just one more thing for you with this part. Is this part aware of you? That there's a you here. Just a little bit of that internal unblending, the internal separation, that there is a you here.
It didn't until you said that.
Mm-hmm. So is it's starting to recognize? Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you hadn't brought that up, it wouldn't have.
Right. Right. Okay. And I wonder if it's aware that I'm going to ask a question, that even though you and Sue can get into these snags that are really painful, this is Sue, not Mom and Dad. Is it aware of that?
Yeah, it is.
Okay. And one more question. Is it aware that I'm here and I'm going to help you?
Yes, and that's why I think in that moment when you asked the question about being separate from them, I felt that, like, if you hadn't been here to bring that up, I wouldn't have known that. So I feel that. I do feel that kind of you're here to guide this and keep me safe.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Okay, so take another big breath like that, and we're just going to check in again.
If we were sitting on a couch, I'd put my arm around you right now.
So what could you do? What could you do kind of like that right now, if you're willing? Would you be available?
Yeah, I can see her eyes, and I can see that they're very soft, and yeah. I want to be able to kind of hear you about these things instead of feeling like I'm out of here. I do. Still just that part. I'm like, I don't know how to do it. That's what keeps coming up. I don't know how to do it.
That's right. That is really what I hear and see and feel, that these parts of you that have really, really been trying to negotiate some of these hard situations at home don't know how to do it and need some help, right? Yeah. Okay. So I just want you to ponder for a minute, because we are going to stop, is how the conversation might go if you started from this place. You feel like you could listen, really, really listen.
If I could feel like I feel right now.
If you could.
Right this
minute.
And yeah, I think I could hear. Yeah.
I heard in my head, I have no idea how to do that. Like, I agree with you. I would want to.
I'm in the same place.
Totally, but I just, like, open my mouth, don't know what words to actually say to make that happen.
To make which happen? To get to this place or to speak?
No, to speak.
To speak. All right, well, are you available just to listen to a little bit?
Yeah, right now I feel I am. Let's capture this moment. Because
Let's capture the moment.
I feel it right now. Like I could, just watching her body language, I feel like I'm in a safe space, and I feel she is right now to do that.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to just invite you to start talking about yourself. That is the one thing that I'm going to ask you to do, is to continue to talk about you.
Okay.
And if I start to hear parts that want to speak directly for themselves, energized, right at Jen, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you find a different kind of language. How does that sound?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, great. Good. Okay. And I'm right here, guys.
Okay.
Okay?